Nah, facts. You know what I'm saying? We got the 144 podcast,
We back,
episode
baby.
8. Flat Earth, man. We going up.
Flat Earth forever.
You know
That's
what
gonna
I'm
make a
saying?
couple people mad out there.
Let me just say, man, this episode has been a long time coming, and I'm probably not as
Mad out
prepared
there.
as I need to be for this episode.
Man,
Oh, hold on, cuz.
it's
That's
the
the
echo.
that's the echo. That's a good luck echo. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say that, this episode has been a long time coming. There's a lot of things we got to cover with this. If you guys have questions, feel free to, share your questions, but we're going to try to stay on topic as possible. Let me try to see. They don't even let me share this to my page. I have to copy the link and then I have to like paste.
Bruh, same here, fam.
You know what I'm saying? But we here, they blocking the page. So like always, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Our episodes will be up on YouTube. So it don't even matter what they talk about.
Make sure
But
you like,
anyways,
subscribe.
we might have to do a few episodes on this because the topic is so vast and so
It's so
thorough.
broad and like a lot of it it leads to other topics, man, that intertwine with it. So we're gonna try to keep it.
Yeah, Flat Earth is like the crossroad between many topics and many different things. A lot of you guys that are globe believers are going to be probably angry that we're even talking about this time. What the fuck? Christopher Columbus proved it in 1492. And I seen the Declaration of Independence. Oh, you're all types of things,
Exactly.
you know what I'm
Like,
saying?
oh, they ain't never
And
lied to us before, huh?
so we're gonna do our best to just paint this picture exactly how it needs to be painted. We're gonna start off with a scripture.
Let's do it.
Today's scripture is gonna be nice, short, and simple. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of scripture. Actually, I don't know, we'll see. But this first scripture that I'm going referencing is in the good book of Psalms 96. Um, say among the nations, the Lord reigns. The world is firmly established. It cannot be moved. He will judge peoples with equity. You know what I'm saying? Let's just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the Bible,
Nice and simple, straight to the point.
right here is a reference. You guys can comment and ask for these links or, whatever you guys want. And I'll send it to you. But these are 220, see, 200 flat earth Bible verses. So there's literally over 200 references in the Bible, from how the earth was created before the sun, the universe, the earth measurements, the earth is a disc, circle, not a ball. Just super amount of references in the Bible, and what people don't understand about the whole flat earth theory is a lot of it is to discredit or a lot of the globe theory is to discredit the Bible and also to discredit the idea of the Most High. Because
And that we're just significant.
if you're on a random ball spinning hella ways through the universe and expanding universe full of like aliens and all types of galaxies and universes, then God is not. Earth ain't the center of creation like the Bible.
Well, we become less significant, bro.
Yeah, there's no
As
significance.
mankind, like, you know what I mean?
We're a random possibility in the middle of a
Exactly,
Big
bro.
Bang.
And that's what people have to understand, you know what I mean? And what we're saying right now, we encourage you guys to do your own research as well. Definitely fact check.
Yeah, definitely. Whatever we're talking about, feel free to fact check it. Go over it.
Hey, shout out Pat Riot, man. Thank you for sharing it.
Oh, share the live.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So what I'm saying. I have this short little video clip. We're not gonna watch the whole video, but if you guys want the whole video link, uh, I'll share it with you guys. Just let me know. But basically, people say their first thing they say when you talk about flat Earth, if they're not gonna say Christopher Columbus proved it, they're gonna say I don't even know how to say his name, Eratosthenes. They're gonna say that he basically proved it in I don't know, I think it was the year like 200 BC or something like that, somewhere around that era. And basically with this doing the whole sticks with shadows in different cities and stuff like that. So uh I'm just gonna show a little short clip of a video. Hopefully I can pick the right part of the video, and it goes over kind of like um basically it'll just kind of assess where his logic was and show the fact that basically his math that he used to prove there was curvature on the ball earth, that math still works with flat earth. You just got to understand um the sun is not as far away as they tell us it is, and it's not as big as they
Right.
tell us it is. You know what I'm saying? According to the flat earth theory, the sun is actually only 32 miles in diameter or so, and it's only about 3,000 miles away from the surface of earth. It's actually super local, and there's many different things that'll prove that. Just easy things that'll prove it, saying because they say that the earth is 93 million miles away. So
Exactly, bro. 93. The sun is 93 miles away from the
yeah,
earth.
so let's get into this. Oh, that's the you ain't ready for that one. All right. I think we're gonna start getting into that.
Years premature, which would be pretty impressive. Ah, man, I'm sorry about that one. He was actually born in 276 BC.
Okay.
So you have him at about 24 years premature, which would be pretty impressive, but I don't think it's the case.
He suspected the world was round. After all, the sun and the moon are round. He also noticed the sun's rays fell in parallel lines.
Oh, really? Did he notice that? Because all
The earth, if the sun was 93 million miles away, the rays would not come through at this trajectory. That's easily proven. It definitely has to be local for the angles of these lines to be in this fashion.
observations would have told them in 275 BC that those beams of sunlight come from a close sun. In fact, Eratosthenes thought the sun was close. So no way he thought they came in parallel lines.
While looking through a scroll one day, he read that at noon, on the longest day of the year, a vertical column cast no shadow in Syene, a city south of Alexandria. Eratosthenes knew that this did not happen in Alexandria. He thought to himself, how is it possible to have shadows in Alexandria and not in Syene at the same time of the day?
Oh, easy. When you have a small local sun, everything works out exactly the same.
Eratosthenes figured out that the sun must be directly overhead in Syene, but not in Alexandria. Aha! Here was the proof that the Earth's surface is curved.
Wait, what?
Here was the proof that the Earth's surface is curved. That the Earth's surface is curved.
Yeah, I'll link the video if you guys want to watch the whole thing. We're not going to get too deep into it, but just to, just for reference, that's essentially what it was. He used the shadows to determine, hey, there's curvature, and it's easily debunked by using the same mathematics on flat Earth. It's just understanding how you apply those the math to the actual model or to the actual theories. And I have
Interesting.
I have a let me see, man.
Let's get into it, my G.
There's so much to get into, so I'm just trying to stay like, all these pictures, man. It's so crazy. So let's see. Basically, if you look at it like this, let's break down the
You know what really like throws me off? Like I was asking somebody yesterday, I was having a little debate with somebody, and I was telling them, so you believe that we're traveling at, like, hold on, let me break this down. So we're supposed to be spinning around the earth, right? I mean, around the sun, right? And while we're spinning around the sun. We're spinning around in the axis and we're hurling through space. But yet we see the same stars all the time at night.
Yeah. So
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I'm
the
asking, I asked him,
scientists are
I was like, how are we able to see the same stars at night? He said in some places you don't see the same stars. I'm like, that's that's
right,
crazy.
so people just
Everywhere
make
you're at.
stuff up, bro. Like they say the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour eastward while we're going around
Right.
the sun at 66,600 miles per hour, which 666, and we're on a 66.6 degree axis tilt, and we're also going 500,000 miles per hour through the galaxy, and then the galaxy itself is going like 66 million miles per hour through
Right.
the universe. Like it's all type, and then the fact of the matter is all this stuff is happening, right? But none of the constellations have changed in thousands
Have
of years.
changed at all.
The
You
thousands of
can
years
still
ago
see them
they had the
clearly.
same exact shapes drawn from the zodiac signs, all these little big dippers, and everything was exactly what they are now. So if that don't prove it alone,
That's what I'm saying. There's so many simple things. Like, for instance, I got another and this is something that we could see from our like we don't have to do science. We don't have to like break anything down. I'm pretty sure there's people out here that have looked into the sky themselves and seen the sun and the moon at the same time.
yeah,
Right? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever looked in the sky and you can see the sun and the moon?
no,
So
fact.
if you ask yourself, if we're on a globe, what is on the other side? What are they seeing directly on the other side of me? Nothing, nothingness.
Yeah,
They don't see a moon. It just, there's the little things like that that make me want to research even more into it because it sounds a little far-fetched in a way.
yeah, I mean,
Certain many miles, I think it's like 2,000 miles. We're supposed to see a dip,
yeah, I
and
mean, yeah, fact.
right? It's like every 2,000 miles, correct?
For the curvature of the Earth,
Yeah,
I mean, you should after every square mile it should dip 8 inches, and then
right.
the next square mile it squares itself, so it'll be
According to the globe
it'd be
theory,
like yeah, it'd be like 64 inches, and then like it just goes on and on and on, like. But let me share this real quick. This is so this is basically ancient civilizations depictions of the Earth. So this is from the Greeks to the Navajos, Babylonians. All these people depicted the Earth as flat with a dome over it, except NASA.
Mm-hmm.
NASA is the only one that's a ball.
And it's crazy. Somebody told me that this flat Earth theory just came out 2 years ago. Bro,
Yeah,
this has been going on for this is not just a theory. This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, and easy another proof is the Polaris. Polaris is the North Star. It's
Yeah.
situated directly above the North Pole and is visible below the equator.
Right,
So
and they've
wouldn't
done
be
time
possible.
lapses, in a full day where you could actually see the stars perfectly going around Polaris, and Polaris is in a single spot. It
Yeah,
doesn't
Polaris is
move.
in one spot and everything's moved. They make
And
perfect
everything,
circles.
and this is a time lapse, and you could do it yourself if you really want to, try to disprove me. I'd encourage you to go try to do that yourself. You
Yeah,
know what I
dude,
mean?
time lapse fixated on Polaris and it makes perfect stars. This automatically debunks the heliocentric model, which says we're spinning all types of different directions. It's super easy to debunk. It's not even a question of. There's so many different ways to debunk this. We can take it biblically, mathematically.
Well, even if so if we take it biblically, right? There's a few words in the Bible that it's pretty like blatant. You know what I mean? Like the firmament was a dome. The dome isn't a sphere. A dome is a cover. It's like a canopy in a shape.
Yeah,
And he stretches the
It's
star.
the
He
definition
said he
says it's a
stretched the
vault.
stars like a tent. If you look at what a tent looks like, it has it's flat at the bottom. It just stretches over.
Yep, and it's literally you know the translation of a firmament is like a vault. So it's like
Exactly,
we
bro.
have in the late 50s, early 60s, the military did an experiment called Operation Fishbowl, where they
I
nuked
remember that.
they nuked
They try to
firmament,
nuke the firmament
they
and
nuked the
get through.
firmament several times. There's photos. You guys can find the photos online, the videos online of them actually nuking the dome, and they couldn't break the dome. This is around the time NASA was founded. See, the biggest people don't really understand flat earth theory, because the biggest thing with flat earth theory is
I hate the word. I hate that like that definition or like, you know, the flat earther. Like, bro, why can't it just be the truther, bro?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to put that label on there, bro? Because there's so much more to it. I just really, in reality, what I'm trying to say is I don't think the heliocentric model is the actual model. I don't think the globe is really what it is. I think it's way more than that. And I feel like the Bible speaks on it. But I encourage, like I said, bro, open that book and do your research yourself, man, because there's something that they're not telling us. And what they're telling us, it seems really bogus, man.
And the problem with the flat earth, even flat earth models that are out there, there hasn't been an actual official model that is really accurate based on what we the dimensions that we know. And I feel like that's part of the deception too. So I'm actually trying to convince my sister, because she does a lot of like 3-4D graphing and stuff like that, to try
Right.
and help me like build one based on what we know. So here's the problem with flat people not understanding flat earth and saying, oh, we would have fell off the earth, or
Yeah, I had an
uh,
argument saying like, okay, if you went due east, a lot of flight patterns go east to west. How can you end up? And they say they end up in the same spot. They can
yeah,
go
this
around.
is how you
And I
know someone hasn't considered flat earth, like, or the real theory on flat earth.
exactly, bro. Break it down for them, brother.
So like the entire magnetics, I don't know if you guys know about compasses, but the compass magnetics is all depicted based upon the North Pole, not the South Pole. So the magnetics that the compass follows is all off north. So the North Pole on the flat earth model is directly in the middle of the plane, right here. So if you're right here in Europe, in England, saying, I'm gonna sail west, when you go this way, when you go left on this map, that's
You're
basically,
gonna end up.
you're gonna
Yeah,
have to turn to maintain west. You're gonna have to turn at degrees to maintain west. So you'll be under the impression, if someone tells you on a globe, that you're turning to maintain with the curvature of the globe, or which doesn't even make sense anyway. But you know what I'm saying? So if you circumnavigate west and just keep going, you're gonna go in a giant circle and be going west the entire time.
right. And you're gonna end up in the same exact spot.
Now, if you go south, you're gonna hit Antarctica, which, you know, the Antarctic Treaty in the 50s, I believe it was
Yeah.
1958. They had the
Hold on, I'll give you the exact date. Go
yeah,
ahead, though.
I believe it was 1958. The Antarctic Treaty was signed by all the people. Say, oh, why do all the countries not agree on nothing?
1959. The
Okay,
nation signed the UN treaty that no country has claimed Antarctica. UN treaty regulates and prohibits all global activity to the continent.
yeah. So people were like, yo, nobody agrees on everything. Why would everyone agree to lie? The thing is, people don't understand there's maximum amount of resources in Antarctica. There's maximum amount of oil. There's maximum amount of minerals. This is going to take maximum amount of money from all of them. It's going to create.
And that's another question we got to ask ourselves as well. Why can't we go to Antarctica?
Yeah, you know,
Why are we not
nobody
allowed?
can explore there. You know, if you look at people that have explored there, Captain Cook is one of the earliest explorers that we
Admiral
have.
Byrd.
Yeah, Admiral Byrd. Captain Cook in the 1800s, he was used to sail everywhere and do all types of things. When he sailed to Antarctica, he remembers meeting a giant ice wall. So basically, Antarctica is like a big bowl, like the brims of a bowl.
And that goes back to that scripture we were talking about the other day about, I can't say it verbatim, but you know how you said it was like something like a stamp. And it would
Yeah.
make sense
There's
because
an
if you
image
press,
of a clay under I got the note right here. Let me see.
yeah, say it. I'd rather you say it verbatim. But it would make sense if you think about it, because when you press a stamp, you know, a clay stamp, it actually on the sides, it actually lifts up and it you know what I'm saying? Like on
Yeah, the earth
outer
texture is
part of it.
like clay under a seal. Its features
Right.
stand out like those of a garment. So when you stamp something, that's basically earth is like a stamp. It's like clay under a seal, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is with Antarctica, it's a giant ice wall holding the whole oceans in like a bowl. And even when Captain Cook went there in the 1800s, he documented, because the equator is a 25,000 mile circumference around the equator. He documented when he met the wall, they were trying to find a way into Antarctica. So they were sailing around the wall, right?
To try to find an entrance.
They circumnavigated the entire Antarctica, and it was a 3-year, 80,000+ voyage. So how did
Oh,
they
I
go
didn't even know that.
80,000
That's
miles?
crucial right
How
there.
did they go 80,000 miles when the circumference of the earth is 25,000? And he already was in tune with how they would sail. Like he knew, like mapping already told us how far this country was from this country and sail.
Right.
He had an idea. It wasn't like he
But
just,
did he go all the way around and end up in the same exact location he started from?
yep. And
Interesting.
if Antarctica was a globe, or if the earth was a globe and Antarctica was at the bottom, it would be about 11,000 mile trip around Antarctica.
Right,
So
exactly.
80,000 miles is like a whole 70,000 extra miles.
And if you look at this map right here, it would make sense. You know how we were talking about Polaris? Polaris is actually supposed to mimic the North Pole right there directly in the middle where he has his mouse at. So it would make sense if you see the stars going completely in a circle and Polaris is standing in one spot, it would make sense. This map makes more sense to me than the globe would.
1,000%. And then if we go into people talk about flat earth, they usually use photos like this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, let me see.
That map resembles that Alex Gleason map of 1892 as well.
Yeah, there's
and that map was the new standard map of the world, you know what I mean? In 1892. And it resembles the UN. It exactly mimics the UN map.
So the symbol for the UN is this right here. It's a flat
Where's
earth
Antarctica
map.
on there? Where's Antarctica?
Antarctica is
it
the
could
reef.
be the reefs.
So this reef, it's called forget what the name is called.
I got you.
But basically, in the Greek times, what they use that for, it's all symbolic to Apollo, and it was basically sacred and forbidden. It had to do something with his romance with something. But it all relates to Apollo, and the moon flights they called the flight Apollo, and that's what basically disproved. That's what basically quote unquote proved the globe for them. You know, the globe theory, it states back like, you know, the first person who proposed heliocentrism was in like the 1500s. His model was super terrible, inaccurate. Even though the regular one is inaccurate right now, like if you look at the Bible says that the earth was created before the sun, so we can't be rotating.
Right, exactly.
You know, so it just doesn't make sense. But if you also look at like the World Meteorological Organization.
Well, just in the Bible, you know what's interesting? The fact
Get their
that
map, they have the same thing. This is the Weather Organization, same map.
oh, that's crazy.
That's
with the reef and everything.
Yeah, look, World Aviation Organization. Same map. These are for the planes. Same map. You want to go to the World Maritime Organization for the boats.
Wow, that's crazy because they're actually all the lands are in the same exact position as well.
Yeah. World Maritime Organization. Same map.
With the reef around it as well.
Around it. You know,
and we're not making this up.
This is easy to see yourself. Like, you know what I'm
saying?
This
is your Googles. This is
Yeah,
coming from
This
straight
is this is the actual
Schmoogle.
Google. And what does Google say? Look what Google says. Is the Earth pear shaped?
Who said that the Earth was pear shaped? What's his name?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Since
bro.
the Earth is flattened at the poles and bulges at the equator, geodesy represents the figure of the Earth as an oblate spheroid. Oh, they changed their verbiage. They used to say yes, it's pear shaped. Oh, look, is the Earth round or pear? Of all the planets, the Earth has the largest density. Many people think that the Earth is perfectly round. However, it is actually pear shaped. The top pushes in while the bottom bulges out.
Wow.
This is Google saying that the Earth is
This
pear shaped. So, so since you guys
somebody explain that to
so
me.
since the Earth is pear shaped, and everyone's like, oh, since the Mars is ball, why is not Earth? Why aren't the planets flat? If Earth is flat, well, why aren't the planets pear shaped? If Earth is pear shaped, let's use your logic. You know what I'm saying? But then we even get into like, man, there's so many places to go. So you get into the history of NASA. NASA was founded by a Nazi, Werner von Braun. You know, they took over 1,500 scientists in World War II. With
Yeah,
paper.
Operation Paperclip.
You guys can look up Operation Paperclip. They took over all these scientists, and Werner von Braun actually hired Walt Disney for projects when they first got started. They did many projects to try to bring the idea of space travel to light to the new TV. If we can go into the moon landing. The moon landing, you know, they filmed it land live.
Right. They filmed it live and then they called Nixon on a landline.
They had somebody sitting on the moon filming it land
And
live.
take off.
Yeah, and they took
And
off
they
left
left
the cameraman, and somehow he must have airdropped the photos
and
to.
it wasn't like the cameraman was standing still. It was following the spaceship take off. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like they left a tripod over there with the camera. Nah, there was somebody there.
Yeah, they literally had somebody, you know, like this is actually into Werner von Braun and Walt Disney, you know.
And I don't think people heard me. They called President Nixon on a landline from the moon.
They literally, but
Do y'all understand how crazy that sounds, bro?
The coldest part is you can actually look on a GIF on I don't know if you
On a
just
GIF?
fake moon landing or something on Facebook.
No, I looked it up too. It's true.
GIFs, you can actually see the moment that Nixon was on the phone through the landline with the moon, and then they pan over to the wall, and there's a
picture
of the moon landing framed on the wall while it was happening.
Yeah, somebody explain that for sure.
They just send it through? And then the next morning, the moon landing happened that night. The next morning at 6 a.m., they had newspapers printed out with pictures of the moon landing. Like, how did they get the pictures that fast? Like in 1969.
That's crazy.
Yeah, how did they get the
and then they had the picture of the Earth, right? But there was no stars around it. There wasn't one, one star.
That's funny, bro. That's what that's the first thing that got me into. Bro, when I first stepped into the flat Earth rabbit hole, I was like, hold on. Like, I just Googled picture of Earth. And like,
we gotta speak on that, the sea level and all that.
Yeah, we definitely
the vantage point, because I hate that argument when you see you can't see a sail you see the sail approaching. Like, come on, famo, we can explain that.
Yeah, like, man,
they got videos. You just zoom in, bro. You can see this whole ship. Go ahead.
Look at this picture. This is flat Earth.
That's crazy. Double click it. Yeah, that's wild.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, anyways,
I mean, when you ride in the airplane, right? Do you see curvature? Like, be honest. Like, we all looked out the window.
The only curvature you're gonna see is the windows are actually curved.
Yeah, I was just about to get into that as well, bro.
Yeah, the windows have their own curvature on the window, and that's where you see any little tiny measurement of curvature is through the window. You know, you have pilots that say it's flat. You can Google, or if you want links, I can send you links on more than 30 pilots
Well,
saying
their
that
flight.
it's
This is
flat.
this is another thing. Like their flight manuals even say like on a stationary plane.
Yeah,
Like, do you understand what I'm saying? An unmovable stationary plane.
no, that's facts. NASA, they had to build their, like, let me see.
And some people's argument is that it's necessary. That's how you're gonna train. Like, what? That don't make that, bro. That don't make sense.
Yeah, NASA and all these organizations, they're based all of their rocket models and technology, how they built their rockets. They had to base all of the technology on a flat, non-rotating Earth. It's all in their manuals. It's in all of their manuals. We have a link. We have links with all of that if you guys need that. Like, just for the sake of time, we're not gonna pull up all the articles and all the,
Yeah.
but there's literally all of it is there. You know, this is for you to go research and figure out yourself. You know, the first official picture of the Earth is the blue marble in,
The blue marble. And even they even if you zoom into the blue marble, there's several clouds that were cloned and photoshopped,
yeah,
and
let's do that.
it's been proven multiple times.
Yeah, well, the artists who created the blue marble who work for NASA, they're artists. They're not actual astronauts or anything. They said that they created it on a computer, and they're actually like super excited and they talk about it like they're very like, you know, kind of very excited about how they created it. And they said that this is a direct quote from Mr. Blue Marble, Ben Simmons. They said that it's Photoshop, but it has to be,
Oh, right. I remember that.
you know.
It has to be Photoshop. Why is that? Has anybody asked him why? Like, why?
Right? Like, let me see.
Okay, it has to be Photoshop, but why? Why can't we just take the regular picture?
Okay, let me see. I can't even zoom in on this, but just for sake of just to show you guys so you guys can get it yourself, you can Google the blue marble. This is a link from NASA right here, climate.nasa.gov. So look at this, like, you guys can see my mouse, right?
Yep, I can see it.
See, look right
Well,
here.
you gotta zoom in though.
You see this area? Oh, okay, I can zoom in.
Yeah.
Cool. See this area right here?
Look, you can see
This
clouds that look
copy,
exactly the
this is
same.
copy and pasted.
Look,
Copy
those
and
two
paste.
clouds right there. Look at the whole thing though, right next to it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all they copy and pasted images all throughout this whole, you know, there's people that have actually, you know, let me see.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos of people that will box it up and show like the similarities of the clouds, and they look exactly the same. And like I said, you can literally go look at the what's it called, the blue marble?
Yeah,
Google the blue marble yourself.
look right here.
Zoom into the clouds and take a gander at them. Just take a nice little look. It's just weird.
You see. But basically, look, this is just a little example right here.
Yeah, I would just use that. And that's on Google.
Yeah, these are all copy and pasted cloud images. And this is supposed to be a picture, but they literally just decorated it with clouds. You know what I'm saying?
And it has to be Photoshop, remember?
Yeah, it has to be because that's what the boss said. So, you know, and then look, if you just look at like NASA photos of Earth. Let's just do that to be safe. I don't know how that happened. All right. NASA photos. See, they don't even want you like Googling it. It sends you straight to a website now. All right, let's see. NASA photos of Earth. Now, these are all allegedly photos of Earth.
Not one star on the side of it.
NASA.gov everywhere. These are NASA websites. Not one star, but not one of them looks like the other one.
That's crazy.
If you look at look, this is the US right here. I believe this is the U. All right, this is the US right here, right? Look how big the US is in this one.
Interesting.
Look how big the US is in this one. You don't
And
see
still no stars or nothing.
no stars nowhere. The reason they don't have any stars is because they can't, there's so much inconsistency. People will be able to point it out if they had a point of reference.
Yeah, bro. You would see different stars grouped up in different places. Like, hold on, fam.
People send you pictures like this. This is CGI bullshit. People
Yeah, I
really
don't
think that's
know.
real. It's a computer. If people don't know, it's a computer generated image. You can't put the stars out here because we have the stars named and we have the constellations. So as soon as something's inconsistent, it's super easy to debunk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't have it. You know what
You
I'm
know, a
saying?
lot of it is cognitive dissonance too, bro. People are so like wrapped into like they're so brainwashed, you know, and I hate to use that word, but we're so manipulated and we've been manipulated for such a long time, bro, that when you hear something that is out this world that's different, bro, we tend to just what? No, that can't happen. Like, why would they do that to us? But yet we find several times that the government has lied to us, that the
Yeah.
powers that be have lied to us. And why would they? Because if we didn't know that, bro, we wouldn't be as I personally think us believing in something like as the globe and making us less significant takes us away from that relationship with God, in my opinion, bro.
Yeah, it does, bro. And think about it like this, dog. Like if you have the sun is 93 million miles away, right? And you see how sunny it is outside right there behind you. You see the sun.
Yeah,
Why is the space black?
right.
like,
Light
like,
pierces darkness, period.
why is space black? Why does space look like day?
That's an interesting point, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it black?
But it lights up the whole earth.
It lights us up so bright like this, but space is black.
That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like,
No,
like,
that's crazy, bro.
you know, like what is
There was a scripture I wanted to but keep going, brother. I'm gonna look for the scripture. I feel like it plays a part in what's going on.
all right, let me just see from another scientific perspective. You guys can fact check this, Google this yourself. Look up the second law of thermodynamics. So the second law of thermodynamics, basically, let's look it up so we can all be on the same page.
Yeah, let's do it.
Second law of thermodynamics. This is a scientific law in your textbooks. This is what they use to create all this scientific bullshit. All right, let me see. What does the second law of thermodynamics? All right.
Man, I didn't even know it was on that. I wasn't even using my headphones, dog.
Uh, so basically, it says, what does the second law of thermodynamics state? In this case, it's a simplified form. It says that no matter what process takes place inside the container, its entropy must increase or remain the same in the limit of the reversible process. So anyways, I know that's kind of like complex, but let's just look at it from a simple point of view. What is the temperature of the thermosphere? Of the thermosphere. So the thermosphere, all right, I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Says temperature is 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
4,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now what are spaceships made of? What material? Titanium?
Spaceships.
What are Spaceships. Made of.
Graphite epoxy?
Yeah, and then
I don't even know what that is.
I actually won't even say spaceships. I'm gonna say rocket ships. Aren't they considered rocket ships? I
Mhm.
don't know what the hell they're considered. Yeah. Rocket. The structural system or frame is similar to the fuselage
Oh,
airplane. It's made but light.
titanium and aluminum.
Okay, what is the melting point of titanium?
So remember, thermosphere is at 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
The melting point of titanium is 3,000. The melting point.
That's
what's-
interesting.
What's the melting point of aluminum?
Yeah, because they're gonna be like, if you mix it,
1,200.
so if you mix them together, it's more than 45. No, I'm just playing.
Add it together and we get to 42. So then we still
We
melted.
barely
right?
melting.
We barely melted when you add
And
our
y'all
point
seen
together.
that? Thermosphere is at 4,500 degrees
So
Fahrenheit.
how
That's
the fuck
interesting.
are they flying through the thermosphere with titanium and aluminum and that shit not turn to water?
Crazy, bro. Well,
And then
Here's-
when you get to space, it's hotter than it is even in the damn atmosphere
interesting.
because the
Let me
sun is
see.
right there. And we don't got the atmosphere protecting us from all this bullshit from the sun they tell us about. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally like it gets deep, bro. It gets deep. Like
It says that actually it says in space the temperature is 2.7 kelvins or minus 454 degrees Fahrenheit.
yeah, they try to say it's like negative temperature.
That's what it said. But yeah, but I'm saying that's just what it says.
Yeah, that's the only thing they can say because they don't.
But look, all right, so there's there's been multiple people around the world, right? And I encourage everybody to look this up that have set their own rockets out, right? And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, T. And they'll have their rockets going to space, like they're trying to make it go to space, but at every point, it always hits like a point and it falls back down. That the rockets can never breach breach the
Yeah,
firmament.
they always when they take off, they always go like this. You know
They
what
go
I'm
in an
saying?
arc.
They go in an arc. You know where they fly? They fly to the Bermuda Triangle. They take off from Florida and Texas, and they do that arc right over to the Bermuda Triangle.
No, I'm saying there's been independent companies that have
Oh,
sent
yeah.
their own rockets off, bro. I'm not talking about NASA. I'm talking about the independent companies around the world, bro. And there's nobody in it. It's just a small rocket that they're trying to breach into space, but it always hits a certain altitude, and it seems like it hits like a wall, boom, and then you'll see the camera start spinning, and this is in
Oh.
multiple areas, and it hits the same altitude and it'll start spinning down.
Yeah, I'll share the video of the rocket hitting the dome right now. Let me see.
It's interesting. I encourage everybody to look into that as well, bro. That's just crazy.
You guys can look up. It's if you Google search the firmament rocket hits dome. I'm about to play the video right now. Oh, we shout out
And
to
it's not just
comments, man.
one.
They turning up in the comments.
Oh, they are. I didn't see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but we're gonna watch this real
Our
quick.
mission as the civilian space exploration team is to be the first civilian team in history to launch a rocket that reaches space.
Right.
All systems are go for launch. T-minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bang. What happened? What happened to the video?
Oh, damn. Okay.
I was like, dog, it was just about to blast off.
I guess they got their shit copywritten. So you guys will have to just look it up. It's right here if you guys want to check it out. Let me see. I'll screen share it again.
Does it say the altitude that it hits? Because I'm trying to remember exactly the. No, I don't want to say some bogus number.
It said the rocket reached the altitude of 73 miles.
Mm.
Yeah.
But when it hit, or
Yeah, when it hit. It basically reached the altitude of 73 miles and it stopped on a dime, you know. And if you look into like we was talking about biblically, you know,
oh yeah, there was a
um,
scripture, bro.
people don't want to get into like a lot of the lost books of the Bible, but the book of Enoch was a very notable book. And people were trying to say, oh, it wasn't scripture, it wasn't. But the thing about the book of Enoch is just as much scripture as any other part of the Bible, because
I mean, it's mentioned in the Bible, so
the main reason it's just as much scripture as any other part of the Bible is Jesus quoted the book of Enoch. So if Jesus quoted it, that means he studied it and he saw it to be true. Enoch was Jesus's ancestor. He was
and he walked with him for 300 years too. So
yeah. Enoch was lived for 365 years in the Bible, and he was one of two people that went to heaven without dying, according to the Bible. He basically walked with God. They said he walked with God 365 years, and that he was pleased. God was so pleased with him that he took him with, and he was without death. And that's what the Bible says. It even has I believe in Revelations. I think it's Revelations, or one of the last books of the Bible. It might not be it might be Jude, or I
and
can't.
there's two Enochs too, just to explain to people.
Yeah, there is the Enoch on the Cain bloodline, and also on the good luck bloodline. But basically, Enoch painted the flat earth. They say God took him up and he was able to see the entire earth. He mapped out the firmament, and he mapped out the stars in the firmament, the design of the stars, and the sun. He said the sun and the moon are the same size, versus one being like close and one being far. And that's how they have the eclipse, and everything lines up perfect. And
Didn't they say, remember when Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and he was tempted by the devil? Wasn't he taken at the top of the mountain, and he was shown like all the kingdoms?
Yeah, I believe so. Don't
He
quote
was
me.
able to.
Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. I know that it was we can pull that up too, just to double check it.
But it's just the reason why I said that as well is because it's multiple times that they say, seen the four corners of the earth, or seen all the land, or seen all the kingdoms from a high place.
Yeah.
Can't do that in a globe.
Yeah, and they say every knee will bow when God returns or Jesus returns, and every time they'll see the whole world will see him coming in the clouds. Like, so you can't do that on a ball. That just
In Isaiah, in the book, in the script in Isaiah, he also says too, like this was what was interesting. He goes, God sits enthroned above the circle of the earth. Doesn't say a ball, doesn't say a sphere. And there are two different definitions between a ball and what a ball would be and a circle would be.
Yeah, and I also want to break down something, because people will talk about, oh, how do you explain the seasons on Earth, and how does that make sense? How does how come you can't see? Well, how come you can't basically the sun doesn't see everything on Earth? And I'm gonna break it all down. I think this explains it kind of well. So we have these things called the Capricorn, or the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. I don't know which by heart right now. And this basically, I don't know if this is
Cancer is the blue one, and Capricorn is the
Capricorn,
orange one.
Yeah, and then the equator is the middle. So throughout the year, the sun travels it travels basically lower, or it fluctuates from here to here to here, and it does.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Those are basically the guidelines of how it goes, and it even likely, fluctuates up and down like a spiral. You know what I'm saying? So there's more to it than just being where it's at. And also these maps, the scale is highly flawed. Before I get into that, you guys can look up the Britannica Encyclopedia from 1958. It has
Mm-hmm.
in it, and it has the dimensions of the firmament in Antarctica. And says that it goes up about 13,000 feet, and that's just on the edge. So
That's yeah.
to put that into perspective, 13,000, I think a mile is what, 2,500 feet or so.
Mm-hmm.
How
Let me
many
check it.
feet is a mile? It's around that.
I got you.
So that's essentially 4 to 5 miles, like 5-6 miles, you know what I'm saying, above. But that's the edge. So the top, it tapers up, you know what I'm saying? So it's a specific shape. And the sun being 32 miles in diameter, if you just put that into perspective, like, it's very small. And if you have this giant, say you have a giant pizza box, or say you have a room, like say you have a room, like the room that you're sitting in, and it's a square, and the sun is as big as it's as big as a dime, maybe not even as big as a dime, maybe smaller than a dime, and it's just slowly going around that room. The light of that is not going to be able to reach the entire room. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially imagine that the dime was like 2 inches off the ground, you know what I'm saying, or an inch off the ground in a big room, and it's rotating in a circle around the room. It's not going to be able to reach all the way. Eventually, it's just going to be hidden, you know, like
And to go back what you were saying, like 1 mile is 5,280 feet.
5,200. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
about 3 miles or 3.5 miles or so. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Um, so it's like, you know, people try to send me pictures. Someone sent me a picture like this picture right here.
Yeah, but they proved that that was pixelated in box. Like
Yeah, they
you
changed.
zoom into.
You changed the contrast on it, and it shows
Yeah,
box around this, and it was all Photoshop. No stars, supposed to be from the moon, like, and people actually think this is a real photo, and it's like, come on, bro.
I
Like,
could make that photo.
where, first off,
No,
come on.
literally, like that shit is like you could tell that shit old.
Yeah, like you could tell they was just not, they was lost in the sauce.
Like once again, there's no stars. Like that's what I'm like. That's what.
Yeah.
Like nobody's ever like questioning that. That's like the biggest question. Like how come I could I could stand on the plains of the earth. I could look up into the sky and I could see stars at night. But when you show me a picture of a globe, like you don't see shit.
Sinbad said, you think a lighter could heat a pizza, but a 32-mile sun can heat the earth. Gonna have to fix that one. No, bro, you're just not considering the whole perspective. That's basically what that boils down to. Um, you know, because really, you know, if you have, you know, there's even proof saying that the sun could actually heat the earth, not even through like a lighter, like a fire. There's proof saying that the sun could actually heat through microwaves. So it's like,
And yeah, bro, those are two different light sources, bro. We don't even know exactly what kind of light source.
we don't know that it's actually fire. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah, bro,
how
like
does
that.
fire exist
There's
without
so
air? If we think that the sun is in space, then fire can't exist without,
yeah, without oxygen and carbon dioxide, and
you know what I'm
bro,
saying?
there's
It
a
goes
lot.
to
There's
the-
just
it
so
goes to
much
the
more
rockets
elements.
too. Even with the rockets, you have
You can't
combustion.
compare. That's a really wild comparison. A lighter can't heat a
It's not,
pizza,
this is not looking at the like full.
bro. A fire on a lighter can't help a grass grow, my nigga. Like the sun does that, and it's a different type of light source, my G.
And the pictures of the flat earth are just as fake. The thing is, like we explained, the dome is so low that you're not able to even take a picture of the earth. It's 3 miles above on the edge of Antarctica. It's 3.5 miles above. That's where the dome is at. So you don't even have the vantage
But
to take a picture. You would have to
nah, I mean,
take a full picture of the flat earth.
you'd have to, but we have to look at it. If it's a dome, then we have to see like the middle, what the height would be in the middle of it. That's just the side. You know what I'm saying? You're just talking on the sides. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm saying like in the middle, we have to know what what the height would be as well. I think they do break it down. I just can't say the number on the top of my head. And I don't want to like just make something up.
Yeah. They say the sun is about 3,000 miles above. But the thing is with that, even if you go into the book of Enoch, there's different levels to the firmament as well. Like there's different levels to the layers of the firmament where
Yeah, I believe that. I can believe that.
sun exists. So that's why people aren't flying to the sun, you know what I'm saying? Because there's just different levels within that. But you have to actually study the theory. You can't use a globe theory to approach flat earth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? That's why,
You got to come at it with a fresh mind, bro. Like real shit.
yeah.
You got to be very open minded because, like I said, it's that cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds so crazy. We've been
Yeah, I got
brainwashed
some info
since
on
a
the
kid.
microwave heat aspect of the sun too, to where it makes a lot more sense than what you would think it make being fire. I have a lot of information on that too, so I could definitely send links on that. That's not a problem.
Like we said, man, we need a few episodes to cover this bad boy. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, you can't approach it with the globe logic and even have a full understanding of what we're really looking at or what we're dealing
Because
with.
it gets even deeper than just the flat earth. It's like, who are the people behind the flat earth? You know what I'm saying? Why was it, I mean, the heliocentric model, why was it pushed out? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What's the reasoning behind it?
yeah, how flat Earth's founded by Nazi, or not flat Earth, NASA's founded by Nazis, you know what I'm saying? And Werner von Braun, his tombstone, he kind of actually dry snitched when he was actually, when he died, he had his tombstone. It actually said, let me see, I'll show you guys. Psalms 19:1 on it.
Mm.
Psalms 19:1 is the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Oh, that's crucial. That was on his
Yeah,
tombstone?
it's on his tombstone.
Oh, yeah, he let it be known.
He let it be known when
Come
he was
on,
on his way out.
famo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much to the topic, but
And here's another thing. Why do all these civilizations predict, like, why do they show the earth being like a flat earth model? Why? Why don't they show a globe? In a lot of civilizations, Mayan,
yeah, and it's like,
even Egypt.
yeah, like imagine like if you have like we'll say just for instance, we have a pizza box, and you have the dome is this much over the pizza box. You know what I'm saying? And or inside the pizza or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If it's this much, you can't ever take a picture of that from the inside. You can never take a picture of the whole pizza box. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can't go high enough to do it. So you're stuck. People are sitting there. Where's the pictures of flat Earth? You're never gonna find a picture of flat Earth. The horizon's always gonna be flat. That's why
Right.
we're
It's like when you're riding in a plane, bro. It's like
horizontal.
lands are endless, bro.
Yeah, like there's no, like, pilots don't dip their nose to stay parallel with the earth, which if you're going 500 miles per hour, you would have to be dipping your nose, like, I think, like, I forget the math, but it's like a couple thousand feet every minute. You would have to dip your nose. Every
Mm-hmm.
minute you have to dip your nose a couple thousand feet to stay parallel with the earth. And they actually don't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't exist. So the curvature of the earth based on the mathematics of the globe doesn't exist. Point blank.
Oh shit. Someone said that reminds me of a Simpsons episode where they're playing baseball and break the glass. They had a Simpson episode where they had like it was like the firmament where they closed the I think they closed like Springfield, bro. And they just like enclosed it in like a glass.
Yeah, they when they had to hit the baseball, it went out and hit the dome and it broke and the water.
And then water came down, bro.
Yeah.
Just like the flood, bro.
Yeah, and if you look at like stars, stars is another thing. Or look, this is this actually goes
Simpsons be predicting all types of stuff, man.
This actually is a cool little video. Hopefully we don't got the copyright on here. This is a short little 1-minute video talking about the mathematics of Earth.
We're a globe with a curvature drop roughly. If the Earth were a globe with a curvature drop roughly equal to 8 inches per mile squared, and the surface of the Earth and its atmosphere allegedly rotated at approximately 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, as claimed by the globe model, you'd assume those claims would be vital to NASA and the military for modeling and building aircraft. Instead, you'll see through declassified documents that government agencies and their contractors repeatedly assumed a flat and stationary Earth. For example, this NASA document assumes a flat, non-rotating Earth. Georgia Institute of Technology, on behalf of NASA, the model used is a flat, non-rotating Earth. Technical
Just like we were saying.
the NASA Langley Research Center, flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA Technical Memorandum, flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA publication on the derivation and definition of the linear aircraft model, flat, non-rotating Earth, and flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA contractor, flat, non-rotating Earth, and flat Earth assumptions. NASA Ames Research Center, non-rotating flat Earth. Army Research Laboratory, flat Earth. Army Research Laboratory, propagation of electromagnetic fields over flat Earth. Army Research Laboratory, a flat Earth approximation provides the best estimate. NASA technical paper, stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA technical
Stationary atmosphere.
Earth. MIT Department of Aeronautics and Astronautics, flat Earth, flat Earth. NASA memo, flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA contractor report, assumption based on the Earth is flat and non-rotating. NASA technical memo, flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA technical paper, stationary atmosphere and flat, non-rotating Earth assumptions. NASA technical note, flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA Langley Research Center, flat, non-rotating Earth. Army
You
Research
feel me?
equations assume a flat Earth. Even the Soviets made their assumptions based on a flat Earth. If the Earth were a ball, rotated at 1,000 miles per hour, you obviously would not see the repeated engineering assumptions that the Earth is flat and stationary.
Wow.
Yo, that's all from NASA, Sinbad.
That's
You feel me? Like,
they ain't
just
trying
like
to
I was
do-
saying earlier, bro, they study on a flat stationary plane that's not moving. And that's from NASA. That's from NASA. That's from the Soviets.
It's funny, all the stuff we do, bro. You ain't tuned into none of our shit, but now you want to tune in to argue about the globe. You work for NASA or you work for the Nazis, or who you work for?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But
man. No, like we say too, man. This shit is all here for you guys to like dig in yourself, because this is something that we both find interesting, and it just, the heliocentric model just seems real far-fetched, man. There's
Yeah.
something they're not telling us, man. And it would make sense the way that they move, why they would lie to us.
yeah, I mean, and if no matter how high you go, the
Do you know
horizon-
what that would do if we could disprove? Like, no, I don't mean to cut you off, T, but
No,
you
you
know what
good.
that would do if we could disprove that? If we prove that the heliocentric model is bogus and whack, do you know that would do with our trust with the government, with the powers that be? People would be closer to God. People would be changing their religion to Christianity and beliefs.
Yeah, and a lot of the agenda
We would
what's to come has to do with them thinking that we're in space and aliens are-
exactly, bro. That we're
because-
gonna get invaded.
There's so much money that goes into the national security of all this, like
How much do they make like NASA itself makes like $400 billion a year. I could be wrong, could be more, but they make billions
They
of
make-
dollars
they
a
make
year.
Well, NASA alone, they make 61 million a day. So they made, like they make about a little over 20 billion a year, you know what I'm saying? On just
Oh, okay.
spare money.
I
you
was
know
so
what I'm saying?
off, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a ton of money. And what it is it's, they're the whole, like, if you look at like the UN, the UN propose like their flat earth map, and that what they're trying to do is basically push us towards this agenda of a one world government. And that's the whole Project Blue Beam, the whole idea of a fake alien invasion, it's all going to be through holograms and stuff like that. Like,
Exactly, bro.
the video, remember the video that I showed you about the whole Space Force and stuff like that. And when-
Yeah, which is wild, bro.
yeah, once it goes into the Men in Black dude from the air, there's a real Men in Black CIA agent that came out and spoke out. He's not alive anymore, but he came out and spoke out about, like, in 1997, there was like a alien spaceship that it was like a mile long spaceship, and it was like a giant spaceship, but it was actually a hologram.
Hologram, yup.
And they had military bombers within the hologram, and they were what the plan is with Project Bluebeam, one day that they're gonna have these giant holograms and stage an alien invasion, but have actual military bombers in there
No, and
and shit like that.
And remember that dude, he spoke about they actually did test it in like Arizona or New Mexico. Remember that everybody
Like
seen
over
it was
1,000
like,
witnesses.
yeah, go ahead.
They had like over 1,000 witnesses that had reported it.
Exactly, bro.
Like everyone was spooked and kind of scared and stuff, but
They said it was really that hologram, and he speaks about it as well. That's an interesting actually topic to speak
yeah,
on.
that's a whole.
And you know what? And it's like, okay, so when you think about it, like the whole aliens thing, right? If we believe that there's other life forms out there, right? And extraterrestrials, right? Then we no longer, like, people will no longer believe that God would exist, right?
Yeah,
I mean, a majority of people, because it defeats that whole thing. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel personally when they speak about aliens and all this, it's really on some demonic shit.
yeah, because people don't realize that the aliens that they're talking about that are invading, that they're showing us all these movies for and all this, they've been here.
Desensitizing, bro.
They've been here though. They've been here
No,
since
I feel you.
you know what I'm saying? Like when
And a lot of civilizations
fell,
speak
bro.
on draconians too, like speak on
Yeah.
stuff of that nature as well, bro.
Yeah, like when Satan fell, they literally had they fell from the waters above. I believe they fell to the waters below, you know what I'm saying? And that's basically what that's where the demons basically reside and stuff, like in the earth, in the waters, stuff like that. And they have all these like videos of UFOs flying out of the ocean and stuff like that, and like military people talking about it. And that's a whole different topic.
Exactly. That's it.
Part of why it's kind of important to really not be caught up in the deception, because once you get caught up in the deception, then you're opening yourself up to being manipulated in a lot of different ways.
And that's another reason why we wanted to reach out to you guys and actually explain what we're finding and what we're doing, because a lot of this stuff that we're going to present to you guys eventually is going to like tie into each other, and we're going to connect the dots, because a lot of this stuff is so broad, and a lot of these companies and a lot of these situations, they connect with each other so many different levels.
Facts,
It's
bro.
a spiritual battle out here, everybody.
And this logo right here from Universal Studios is from 1927, I think. What was 1927? So how did they have a picture of the globe in 1927 before
NASA?
NASA?
Before NASA, right?
Yeah. And this is, most people fight so hard to defend the globe, because every time they ever turn the TV on, this is what they saw.
Right, exactly.
Paid programming. You know what I'm saying? That's literally
What's programming? Think about it.
You know what I'm saying? It's literally just
We naturally call this shit. We turn on our television. We go through channels. What's channeling?
yeah.
We go look at a program. What's the program? Let me give you a definition of programming. If let me log in. Oh. See, and that's another thing, man. A lot of these terms and things that we use, bro, we're so comfortable with them. We don't even question the things that are presented in front of us.
Yeah, like look at this fake ass moon leaving the moon.
Let me see. Yeah, it's not letting me load.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector grid.
Wait. Hold on. If this is footage of the crew leaving the moon and making the journey back to Earth, then who did they leave behind to film their craft take off? And wait, don't you think those colorful emissions on takeoff look kind of fake? I haven't seen any subsequent rockets produce these sort of dazzling colors. And I suppose they did admit that they had lost all their data from the mission. But maybe that was just coincidence. I started looking into NASA a bit more closely, and what I
That's
found was
crazy.
shocking. I can say was
Yo, have you ever seen like the actual like, you know, that the spaceship that they showed right there taking off? Have you ever seen like what it was made of? Like how thin the material was, bro?
Yeah, I seen the
Like, bro,
I have a
it was like
video I
literally
posted.
like, huh?
I have a video I posted where the astronaut said that it was so thin that you could poke your finger through it.
Right, and y'all
They
went
said it
through
was as thin as
space with
aluminum
that?
foil. They said it was as thin as aluminum foil. They said it's like 1/200th of an inch, like thick.
Right, and you went through crazy atmosphere, just hurling through space
Yeah, bro.
with
It's
nothing. That's just wild, bro. We gotta start questioning stuff, man. Don't be ashamed to question shit, man. And if you're wrong, you're wrong, but at least you know the truth.
yeah,
At least you're
fact.
not listening to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to just listen to us. I'm telling you to go do your own research and think for yourself.
No, facts. Like, even another thing, you can consider like railroad engineers, bridge engineers. Nobody factors in any curvature of the earth. They don't use the math of the curvature of the globe to factor in railroads or bridges or any buildings that ever existed. So it's like, how do you have mile-long railroads that don't factor in thousands of feet of curvature? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
it don't
And you
add.
got to take in consideration of a vantage point too. It's like looking at a dock and you're at the foot of the dock. When you look at it, it's gonna go inwards in your vantage point. It's gonna look like it's going smaller, but in all reality, it's still the same.
Yeah, you can Google the law of perspective.
Yeah, definitely do that so we can put some
Right,
perspective out there
right here.
to the people.
To an observer, the law of perspective will cause objects moving away in a straight line to appear to approach the vanishing point, but will never quite reach it. Never to appear to go across the vanishing point, appear to shrink in size. Basically, this is the law of perspective. See how a plane looks smaller when it's farther away? It's just the same thing. Like, it's literally just the same thing. Like, I had a picture of these bottles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if you have, man, there was an interesting video that I seen where it was like a certain distance, right? Where the earth was supposed to be a curvature and you could barely see like the bridge. The bridge looked like as if it was like going smaller, right? But when you zoom in, you could see perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, they have
you just
like,
had to zoom in, but from your actual point of view of sitting on land, our eyes make it seem like it's smaller, like it's going over a curvature. But if you zoom in with a camera, it's perfectly still right in front of you.
yeah, you can look at like a sunset that's like looks like it's already going down over a curve and zoom in with a
A
camera
Nikon or something.
and it'll bring the sun back up into the air, like over the curve that you see it going over. That's
Right.
perspective cannot really see what's going on, but it's just like we think we know because what we see, but it's like we really
And what
don't.
we're taught in school, but it's like some of these things, man.
Let me see. Stars with a Nikon.
Man, I didn't even tell everybody, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. We had like about 7 people tuning in religiously on this episode. I appreciate y'all. God
Yeah,
bless y'all. Man, I love y'all. They trying to hold us down, my people. My nigga Zuck ain't trying to load our page up.
right.
It's all good, baby.
Let me see if we'll show this video real quick. This is just a Nike. I just have,
Yeah, bro. I feel
I
like
just
this
picked
is
a video because there's so many videos about it. So
not facts, but I feel like videos like this are very important because people's main argument is that whole sailboat shit. And that shit pisses me off.
yeah, like this is
Excuse my language.
stars with a Nikon camera. You know, we said water was space is water.
I can't see the video.
Oh no.
Oh, I can see it.
Okay. Cool. Maybe it's because it's not full screen. Look, this is a
That's supposed to be the picture of a star, right?
yeah, this is a star with a Nikon zoomed in.
It looks like a coin in the water, dog.
Yeah, it looks like a swimming pool, like a light in a swimming pool, but it's also a light that's kind of emanating, like flashing a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
See how it flashes different colors?
Not facts, though. But that's kind of like a rock in the water. Sometimes it emanates like those type of colors too.
Yeah. No, look at NASA with how NASA paints the picture of the same star.
And for those people to be like, well, why would they lie to us? Why would they manipulate us? Because if you told the truth, it would confirm that the firmament that there's water above us, because that definitely looks like something in water.
Yeah, they try to call it atmospheric distortion is the reason it looks like this. And it's like, bro, just stop.
You could distort these.
You can take a picture with no atmospheric distortion, HD CGI. But anything we take is
Right. You don't have the answer, Sway.
if you get a Nikon P1000 or 900, you can literally do this yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yourself. People say, well, why isn't the earth these are sphere or circles or balls, why isn't the earth a ball? Like, bro, you don't even know what's in the sky. You know what you've been told.
What's going on?
And it's
What the
like,
heck yo, what's that music?
I don't know, it's just from the video.
Oh, okay. That shit just randomly started playing. I was like, hold
Yeah, they
on,
started-
fam. I got headphones on and shit. I'm like, oh,
Hold on, what we doing? You know,
bruh. Miles
People
Davis just
try to
started
make-
playing.
people try to make planets and stars seem like, oh, they're this place we can go and there are these locations and stuff. When really, my opinion, it's not the opinion of all, but based on my studies and what I believe that the stars and the planets are all part of God's design for Earth. You know, like when people like astrology and say, oh, this is in retrograde and this is in this and that, and you know, we got the zodiac signs and all the constellations and all this stuff. It all basically seems to be some type of blueprint for the machine, like some type of like way to make
Right.
energy grid blueprint type of structure to make everything work how it does. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
That's, you know, that's why he created the stars for signs for us, and the planets are basically what I believe that the Bible considers the wandering stars, because they kind of come in and out of our sight, you know. But yeah, this NASA shit is not, you know, look at this. This is water. You know,
It's crazy. In Deuteronomy, it says, don't look to the skies, to the sun or the moon or the stars, all the heavenly bodies, and be led astray, worshiping and serving them.
yeah.
And you got all these freaking, like Saturn, bro, like is worshiped throughout. Like there's so many different freaking civil, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like everything, you know, the graduation cap is
The
Saturn.
cube, bro. If you
Yeah.
look up Kabbalah, Kaaba is like in Hebrew, it means cube, and Allah is God. So it's like a cube God.
Yeah,
And that's Judaism, you feel me? Like,
yeah, and you know, that's completely against it's against the Bible, you know.
There's a lot of things that link into this, guys, and you know, this is just episode 1 of the
Yeah.
Flat Earth.
Yeah. This is just
Episode
this is just
8-1.
the introduction. This is just the introduction to the topic. If you look at you know, people talk about gravity, you know, gravity. Well, how does gravity exist? And that you don't, on flat Earth, you don't need the gravity, the concept of gravity. All you need is the law of density.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can look up the law of density, but basically things rise and fall according to their own density. You know what I'm saying? And that's why if you look at the honey, if you guys can do this for yourself, get some honey, cough syrup, maple syrup, milk, dish soap, water, vegetable oil, pour it in there, and they're all gonna separate themselves based on their density. And if you put like a bolt in there, the bolt will drop because it's more dense than a popcorn kernel, dye, a tomato. The tomato will sit in the dish soap because it's not as dense as the milk. It'll
Mm-hmm.
sit on the different layers, a soda cap, a ping pong ball. And if gravity was this thing that was just pulling everything down, this would not be possible.
Well, then I mean, it would explain like how does helium, like how does a balloon rise? How do birds fly in the air? Like,
yeah.
you feel what I'm saying? Like it explains like so.
I remember just sitting there one day, like thinking about gravity and just like, okay, so you know how I step on a scale and
Mhm.
the scale says I'm 190 pounds. Okay, if I lose 5 pounds, now I step on the scale, I have 185 pounds of pressure pulling me down to the scale. Right?
Mhm.
So isn't it just my weight that's holding me down? Like what is, you know, like isn't it just my weight? You know, like there
That's
could be some type
hilarious,
of, there
bro.
could be some type of field or something, but like it doesn't make no sense. Cause look, you have gravity holding the moon, right? Supposedly, look at this. We got the globe, right? Supposedly the globe is spinning 1,000 miles per hour, 70% of water. The water doesn't fly off, the water holds itself down
Right.
to be perfectly flat. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the moon being held by the Earth's gravity, but we only see one side of the moon. So the moon is being stuck at one spot. And we don't see the other side. It's spinning 1,000 miles per hour, but we only
But we
see
never
one
seen the
side.
other side of the moon.
It's gravity's holding it put. But then the gravity of the moon, they say the gravity of the moon is what moves the tides.
Right.
So how does our gravity pull the moon's in, but then the moon is pulling us in with their gravity? Like it's just nothing makes sense. Like it's like
That shit's weird. Yeah, when you break it down like that, it's just
all
wild.
backwards. It's all ass backwards, bro. Like, you know, like it's crazy.
Well, I mean, you could simply like, bro, I just want to say this word, sea level, dog. Like, bro, the ocean is at a level, dude. It's level. Like, if you look up the definition of level, it's straight. They don't call it sea curve. They call it a sea level, my nigga.
Yeah, if you go any point above the ocean, you'll never see.
Bro, you could tilt a
curve on the
glass,
horizon.
right? Look, you could have a ball, right? You could have water in a glass ball, right? You could turn the ball as any way you want. That water is gonna stay right there, bro. It ain't gonna go around. You feel me? You can turn it upside down. You see the water stays right there, my nigga. Why do you think they use it for measurements for like doing construction and stuff to see the level?
Yeah,
They use water. They put liquid in there. They don't like, bro, it don't move. It stays right at a level no matter what you do with water.
There's plenty of places on Earth where they have like a 60-mile stretch where you can see straight across 60 miles with a telescope, and it should be under thousands of feet of curvature, but you can see the between, you can see. So it just automatically debunks the dimensions of the globe, period. So it's like there's just
and if y'all got information, like if anybody can find in the Bible, because I'm trying to find in the Bible where it says anything like a globe, dog, please show me.
yeah, because
Like for real, because like I'm down. Like me personally, I don't. It don't make me feel any type of wrong to for somebody to put me in my place and show me something new, bro. I love to learn. You feel me? So teach me something. Like bring some facts to our face, cause we could talk it out.
Somebody tried to bring me some facts the other day, and they sent me these pictures. I asked for real pictures of Earth, and I'm like,
Oh,
these are
that was
real pictures of
wild.
Earth, and like none of them are consistent with any each other at all.
I bet you, bro. Look, this is what I'm gonna do after we get off the show. I'm gonna find a picture of a satellite because I do graphics. I'm gonna find a NASA picture of a satellite. I'm gonna see if I could make the same exact thing, and I'm gonna post it up, and I'm gonna ask y'all which one did I make. You feel me? Watch. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that. In the next 2 days, you guys are gonna see that, and I want y'all to tell me which one I made.
Yeah, man. This is, you know, it's bro, this rabbit hole goes so deep, like, um, we can go into like, astronauts, there's a video out, I've posted it before where, the astronauts supposedly that went to the moon, this
You know
guy,
they got snorkel. Oh, go ahead, my
yeah,
bad,
they
bro.
do have snorkels in their
They got snorkels in the freaking suits now, bro.
yeah, they got
Why?
snorkels in their
Why
space.
they got snorkels, bro? They got so many videos of these dudes flipping, bro, and you can see the strings coming out there, like out
Yeah,
the side of their.
you can see bubbles in their spacewalks. You see bubbles flying up because they're underwater. They're in pools, bro. Like, but if you look at the first original dudes who went on the moon, they asked him, there's a guy that walks up to him and he's like, hey, I'll give you $5,000 cash right now if you just put your hand on the Bible and said that you walked on the moon. And these
Oh,
dudes
okay.
start freaking out. Like a couple of them started running. Like running.
For
One of
real?
them, one of them actually punched the dude.
Oh, that was Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz punched him.
I think it was.
It might have been, but I don't remember which one it
I
was.
gotta look it up. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me, bro.
Yeah, one of them
I don't
actually.
want to say Buzz out here. Buzz out here doing the wrong thing, but
One of them actually said, quote me and say it's bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, all right,
like one of them actually went to like a talk show and was like, "No, that's what you were seeing is fake." Like you landed on the moon, and he like he goes on the talk show and was like, "No, that's you weren't seeing me on the moon." Like,
yeah, not facts. And I think it probably was Buzz.
I'm telling you, Buzz be all over the place, bro. That's why I thought it was him. Cause when it comes to that shit, bro, they be talking to him reckless. He be getting hot.
Let's take a look at Jim Carrey, the good Jim Carrey. Let me see.
Is that the one where he's on the little Jimmy Kimmel show?
Yeah.
Bro, I just
Hey, that's how that would affect your Christmas. I made that whole
Oh
thing.
no, that's
I'm sorry. I guess I just wanted
a
to
different one.
seem interesting. I guess there's a real danger of that on this show.
But there's a pressure.
Well, yeah, people come out and they've run out of anecdotes, and they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy, brother.
Yeah, they're laughing at us.
Yeah, this is the one I seen. Bro was out here doing the mocking tongue and shit, bro.
That one might be a little too new. We might get a copyright on that one. Look kind
Yeah,
of brand new. But yeah,
interesting, brother.
yeah, man. They don't, they're over here laughing and crying about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know where to start, man. But we can definitely, there's so many more levels to this conversation. On why.
Yeah, we're gonna get deeper and deeper, man. Connect the dots.
But yeah, man, I think this is a good like starting point. If anybody is interested, I'm gonna drop some YouTube links in the comments of the show, so you guys could basically just tune in. I have actually a few more links. Actually, I have this other link that I kind of wanted to get into that I
Yeah, bro.
forgot about.
We still moving, brother.
Yeah, let me see what this is right here. No, it's not this one. Oh yeah, it's over here. Man, it's
How
just a
Barry
lot,
you doing? Doing good.
it's a lot to prepare for these combos, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uh,
bro. I hope everybody understands. We got so much notes.
Yeah, I found this documentary, 6-hour documentary yesterday too. A whole different 6-hour documentary.
Send me that. You ain't send me that.
Yeah, I haven't even got a chance to run through it, but it's actually pretty legit. You know what I'm saying? We could watch a little bit of it. You know, hopefully we don't get the copyright.
Oh, look who's the boss. How did it take people so long to realize that I'm a freaking genius?
Okay.
Shut your ass. I can't really hear it.
Well, it's just hollow.
This is a good one right here. Like, this is their NASA's 2012 image versus the 2013 image.
Jesus, bro, that shit grew. That shit shrunk like a.
Honey,
Bro, how Americans shrink like that, dog?
And this is in 2012 and 13, bro. This is like,
Yeah, 1 year.
this is
Get
like,
up out of here.
you know what I'm saying? This is
Straight out of Photoshop.
If you guys are interested in this documentary, this is on Eric Dubé's YouTube page. The Best Flat Earth Documentary came out in 2020. He also dropped a flat Earth documentary called Level. That's pretty good. It's about an hour long.
Mm-hmm. You can't really hear it though.
Does it sound distorted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the music sounds kind of fuckery, but let me see.
Wolves in sheep's clothing have pulled the wool over our eyes. For almost
go.
500 years, the masses have been thoroughly deceived by a cosmic fairy tale of astronomical proportions. We have been taught a falsehood so gigantic and diabolical.
Look, these are different photos released by NASA throughout the years. And they say they're photos.
Bro, they look like Photoshop, bro.
Right? Like, we were super, like, just inconsistent. Everything's inconsistent every time.
Man, remember when they told us we had the technology to go to the moon in seconds, but we lost it in a
Yeah.
matter of minutes, but we lost all of it? Come on, famo. NASA be on some fuckery, dude.
It's a painful process to build back to. Like,
But we're going to Mars.
yeah. Matter of fact, that actually reminded me. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Bruh said, didn't they say they lost all the moon landing footage or something as well? Like they deleted or misplaced it or something, bro. Like some stupid stuff, bro.
Yeah, they said they misplaced the footage for the moon landing. But
Possibly.
people still have it though.
Nigga, they don't got no footage, bro. They didn't land on the moon. Like,
right?
how you got footage of something you ain't did?
I'm gonna pull up this. People are like, oh, how are all the countries? How are they all lying about? How are they all lying about it? First off, they're all getting dummy billions for lying about it from their citizens, for one. Second off, that's how they can have excuses to fund their wars and launder maximum money into their pockets.
Man, don't even get into these wars. Since the Napoleon Wars, man, the Rothschilds been involved with all the wars funding both sides, man. They have a quote, control a man's money, I care what laws he makes, bro.
Yeah, facts.
There's people in higher places, there's elites, my friends, that got way more money that control the government. The Rothschild, like, they created 5 banks. They started off with, I think it was like Vienna, France, bro, Frankfurt, Germany, Britain, bro, and another country I can't think of the top of my head, or a city. But since then, bro, they were controlling both sides of the war since the Napoleon time. Was Napoleon funded the British, they funded Napoleon. During World War I, they funded both sides. During World War II, bro, they own the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve has, the government has no say-so to what the Federal Reserve does.
Yeah, bro, it just gets it's all connected. Like, it's all.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Even so look, check the, like, it gets so deep, like, even to, like, Abraham Lincoln was trying to make his own dollar bill to print out. The government could print out their own dollar bill. JFK tried to do that same thing as well. Both of them both were assassinated. Wow, that's kind of weird.
Right.
It gets that deep that all this stuff that we're talking about is intertwined. All I could say for you guys, but until we get to that point that we're gonna start really explaining and getting deeper, is to follow the dollar, follow the money. And once you follow the money and see who's behind a lot of these companies that we use on a daily and who's behind almost all of them, you're gonna start realizing that there's a puppeteer in all this shit that's going on. And it might not just be one family, it could be multiple families, but if you look, and the Rothschild have Jewish descent, it just gets weird, man. It gets weird.
It all.
My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. That shit just.
No, you good, bro. You're good, bro. I mean,
You feel me though? Like, that shit weird.
I'm trying to just share this to a couple groups real quick while you kicking the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? But he's saying that let's see, hold on, let me see one more.
Like, this shit gets deep. It's tied into so much. They were funding wars for over 200 years, bro. 200 years, my nigga. And you know what they were doing? You know what they say? They said, since they funded both sides of the war, the winner of the war usually paid off the losers.
Yeah.
That's how crucial it was. The insurance. It's all about the insurance of everything.
Yeah, bro. It's all, it's all a scam.
Or interest. There you go. The interest and insurance of it. When people have to pay interest, they pay for a longer amount of time.
Yeah, bro. It's fucked up, man. And like, this is just, it goes to show, like, other countries are lying too. Right here, this is CBS News reporting on the China's rover landing on Mars.
That's supposed to be a rover land, like a real life rover, like live. Bro, get out of here. Bro, get up out of here. Who sent that? What is that? CBS News?
CBS News posted to my face.
Bro, get up. Bro, get out of here, bro. I've seen video games with better graphics than that.
Bro, this is like PlayStation 1.
Bro, I was just about to say that's some Final Fantasy square body. Like the Final Fantasy 7, bro. Like, come on, famo.
Believe this shit. Like, people are like, man.
You know what's crazy? Like, I feel appalled. Like, I'm upset that they think I'm that stupid. Like, I'm appalled.
People eat it up too. People like really.
You know what's crazy?
Right now.
And you know what's wild is, like we were talking about earlier, it's like the Agent Smiths of the world. If you were to say what we said, like, bro, that don't look real. They start popping up out the woodwork, like, yeah, but why would they lie to us?
Yeah, and then they get lost.
Wrong. This is science. Science. Like, science has never lied. Science didn't say we came from apes. Science didn't say shit like that. Science didn't say we.
Okay, so your great grandpa's an ape, right?
So my ancestors are monkey.
That's your great grandpa.
But there's still monkeys here. but there's still monkeys here that didn't develop and grow.
Yeah, the monkeys are still transitioning slowly over billions of years. They just did. They were less.
Those were the slower ones.
Yeah,
They got,
they were less intelligent, slightly.
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
They haven't learned economics yet. And got hair loss.
They don't have an ego like you.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I feel like we covered a lot of ground today, man. You know, you guys have
Yeah, bro.
to do, go research and fact check what we're talking about. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Share any questions you guys got relating to it. There's a lot of info we haven't covered, you know, and like
And if you, I was just about to say that if there's anything that you feel like was really important that we didn't quite cover yet, we've been talking about for some time, so we didn't want to like just press our, you know what I mean? We know you guys got stuff to do. But if we missed anything that you feel is like super important, you got videos on, please send us some messages, man. Or you can send it in the comment, the links, man.
yeah, feel free.
We're all in this together at the same time, for real. I'm learning every day. T learning. You know what I mean? So share that knowledge, baby. We all winning up in here.
Let me just
God bless everybody too. I hope y'all having a great day.
and Marisol, shout out to Marisol. She had great topics, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, well, I guess we lost Zay. So, you know, that's today's episode. Much love to everybody tuning in. You know, shout out to you guys.